Oh. Oh, crap. I don't
Evening.
even know if people can hear me because
Let's
my
start.
phone is doing crazy stuff. I don't even know what my phone is doing right now. Oh my god.
There we go.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Hey, let me get you in here.
All right.
Okay.
All right, what's that?
Hi.
Hey. All right,
How
can you
are
hear me good?
you?
All right,
I
welcome, welcome,
can.
welcome. Yeah,
I
I need
can.
a new headset. That's what I'm due for the
You
time
did
being.
what?
So I need a new headset, but this is due for the time being.
This still is a weird setup for me. I have to be honest. It's still weird to. Oh my god, my phone is acting up tonight. I'm so sorry. I do not know what's going on. Hold on, I'm getting my volume up. Let me put this up. My phone is being ridiculous. It's sliding down for whatever reason and then touching the volume. Trying to simulcast on Instagram and YouTube while being in separate locations, we're not going to pretend that it's going hunky dory because, as you can see, everybody, it's not. It's an adjustment process.
Yeah, for
Rob Hill
sure.
is adjusting a lot better than I am, I think.
No, that's just natural.
I'm sorry.
That's just natural.
How so? How so?
I am more experienced in adjusting than you are, so it's natural.
Why do you say that? Because of all of your basketball?
Just yeah, just like in general, and um, I think guys are better at adjusting because we have to. We don't really have to adjust.
I need to go fix my light, so you can talk about that.
All right, so anyways, happy Thursday, everybody. Once again, we are here for Thursday night. Fuck your feelings, the show. I am your host, Rob. She is my co-host, Toshiba. Together, our purpose is to try to change some of the conversation, not to change the conversation around Black relationships. Um, notice she did the little dancey thing there that you always get her. That's not really my. That's why we give we think we provide interesting perspectives because as much as as we share similar perspectives, there's certain things that we're just very different. And instead of treating that like it's a problem all the time, sometimes you just gotta lean in. If I'm good at math and you're good at English, then we should have both pretty good. But we both good at math.
Okay, what are you talking about? Now you've lost me. I'm sleeping. What is happening?
I'm just saying how we're different there. Okay.
Okay.
You're not even listening, you're adjusting, moving around.
Yeah, because my phone keeps sliding down. I had to buy this new. Listen, my life over here is so. I'm adjusting. So I had to buy this new tripod, and it's sliding tonight. I just don't know what's happening. Okay, so I'm here. I'm making this. Listen, everybody. We went from cohabitation to being in a long distance relationship, still trying to maintain a relationship and have this show. So there's gonna be some stuff that's going on. So which is interesting considering the topic we're talking about tonight, which is so ... your side chick.
You're a side chick. Um, what you say? What do I think?
I said, what were you doing over there? See, you stopped listening to me now.
No, I was just making. I have a notepad up.
Oh, you have. Look at, you know what? You've been really blossoming without me because I think in the 75 episodes we did together, how many we did 75 episodes together. See, this thing keeps coming down. I do not know what's going on. Anyways, in the 75 episodes we did together, you probably had a notepad once or twice. We've done like 3 episodes apart, and you've had notepads, and we have 2 shows together. You had a notepad and everything. What is happening?
I can do certain things like when I don't have you to do stuff for me, I need to do it for myself. So I'm just kind of
That's so
dealing with
weird.
I have to deal with my side of things.
So you're just all kinds of capabilities coming up that were not there when we were together. Didn't you?
I managed to survive for 40 plus years before we
Barely.
so
Barely. Oh my God. Honestly, I'm going to have to figure out. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with this phone, this broadcast. We swear it's going to be good, but I do not know what's going on with my tripod here. So I got to figure it out because it makes no sense why this thing keeps sliding down. So we're going to have a moment, but
I think you're the only one noticing it.
No, because you know why? The problem is the volume. Every time it slides down, I lose you because the volume. It's pressing on the volume button.
Oh, okay. Well,
anyway, so
I'm sure you'll get it again.
I'll make it work. So you're a side chick. Have you ever had a side chick? I've never asked you that question. Let's just get right into it. Have you ever had a side chick?
Nope, because I never had a main chick to have a side chick with. No, I'm saying that's being real. Like, I haven't been in a ton of relationships. I haven't done a ton of like saying it's one thing when it's something else and things of that nature. So I don't really have that experience. If it
so
was,
have you had friends? Clearly, you're not going to name them. Have you had friends who have told you that they have a side team?
Oh man, I know I know guys that juggle relationships.
But are they relationships if it's a side chick? Because the side chick is not a relationship, right? She's a side chick. It's not a relationship.
I'd probably say there's a couple of different categories.
Please enlighten us.
It's clearly some type of relationship because y'all don't lay down with me typically with no strings attached. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing something to maintain that side relationship, whether it's financial, whether it's a certain commitment to seeing them a certain amount of time or spending a certain amount of time with them, but it is something to it. Like there's no way it's just I just show up, do what I do, allow like that would be like a professional paid type of relationship.
But isn't that the idea of, because again, I yes, there are people who have full-fledged affairs, right? I've known men who've had full-fledged affairs. My father was a man who had a full-fledged affair. Hello, moi, right? I am the product of my father's full-fledged affair. This phone is going to make me throw it across the room in 2.2 seconds. But there's full-fledged affairs and there's side chicks. Are they not something different? Because to me, I've always thought a side chick was the girl that she knew what the deal was. She knew her place. You went for, good times and sex, but you never presented it as a relationship. And then there's the girl that you're cheating with, who you are doing more with. So this is what I'm trying. Honestly, babe, you just have to talk because I got to figure out what's going on with this phone right now.
I don't know. I think that's where sometimes you just gotta use the logic has to logic. If it was really a situation where he's got a relationship and he does the absolute bare minimum, the bare lack of with the side chick, like that doesn't even make any sense for her. What's in it for her then? And we know women do not judge anything without it.
Financial gain, potentially?
No, it doesn't matter what it is. That's what I'm saying. The idea that like he's not confiding, he's not. It's a whole side relationship. I'm saying whether he sees it once a week, once a month, every day. 9 times out of 10, those things come up out whatever whatever his main woman is, she's
she's
usually
usually like the opposite of that.
So then I maybe I'm confused about what the idea of a side chick
well,
is.
yeah, I think that most women, I think that idea is kind of confusing to them. It's like, and again, there's various phases to it, and each guy that multiple whatever,
He's got to say, let's just keep up with the words.
He's both of those have to be maintained. There's no way he doesn't maintain the side, or it would fall apart or she do something else or whatever. So he's enticing that woman enough to stay. Dealing with him is usually comes in the form of like confiding in some of the issues and discomforts and displeasures of the main relationship. That's why she knows about that. That's why it's such a slippery slope.
So that just sounds like an affair to me. Because now I want to look up what the definition of the Urban Dictionary of the side chick is. Because I've always, in my mind, thought the side, she was the girl on the side.
I can do it.
There was not a relationship to be had. I don't know where my other phone is. You got another phone that you can look up? I got phones galore, and I have no idea where
Urban Dictionary says side chick is the other woman, also known as a mistress, a female that is neither a male, white, or girl has relationship, male, relationship. Again, that's pretty much it. He's in another relationship. She knows about it, but she's still in a relationship with him.
So the side chick is the mistress. It's not just, again, my phone. It's not just a woman who's there for the good time. She could potentially replace the girlfriend or wife.
It's getting difficult for me too. Why don't you just move it
into something else? Just
rest it up
against something.
I don't have anything else. I bought this thing specifically for this. I have nothing else to rest it on. There's nothing else in this house for me to rest this thing on other than the tripod that I bought specifically. And I don't know why it's doing this tonight because it didn't do any of this yesterday or last week. So I'm thoroughly confused about what is happening. So you just keep talking and I will figure it out because I don't know. I don't know. I just need to take this. Maybe I'm just going to remove the microphone and maybe that was dragging it down. I don't know. Go on.
Oh, yeah. I can't. You every 5 minutes to adjust it. Yeah.
This is, it's called an adjustment, right? I clearly am not adjusting that well.
So what I think where I was kind of going, in the same would be with if a woman is having multiple relationships, like she's got a main chick on the side too, like there's a relationship. It's not just it's not enough. Like they might be even put a label on. Okay, I'm not going to leave the person that I'm with, but I'm going to continue to deal with you. That's definitely being put on. Because what else would it be?
That's a good point. I don't know what else it would be. I'm not sure because now I am mind blown because to me a side chick wasn't just a mistress. I guess I always saw. I guess a side chick in a way is not a mistress because a side chick is considered. Oh my Jesus Christ! I'm done with this phone. The phone's gonna fall over in 2.2 seconds, and I don't even know what to say. I don't even know if you can actually hear me. Can you hear me speaking? Okay, I can't really hear you, so we're gonna figure this out. But again, a side chick, I guess, is when it's not a husband-wife situation, and the mistress is when it is. Because you can only call someone a mistress when a person's married. Isn't that it?
Yeah, that's the technicality. Most people aren't married nowadays. It became the mistress of another side, but that's what I'm pushing back on. Just the idea that it's like those strings attached. We meet up for sex or something. That's realistic. I don't know any guys or gals that have in a relationship, seeing someone else that they just get away with just doing the bare minimum.
Okay, I'm gonna have to hold this in my hand. I'm sorry, it's gonna be the worst broadcast we do because it's about to fall on the ground. So what do you think for the men you've known, because you said you haven't had a side chick, and if I think about it, I may have unknowingly been somebody's side chick.
Probably.
Why do you say probably?
Because it's because and this is men. This ain't really got to do with women. But most men that pursue ultimate relationship, I gotta make sure that's such it. He's not being honest about what's really going on. He's not being thoroughly transparent. You know, it's again like when you look at the work industry, you think about Hollywood actors, what's like industry, all the movies. One of the most famous lines, he said he was gonna leave.
No, but again, no, but then you knew that I said I probably unknowingly been. It's one thing to unknowingly.
Oh well, yeah. If you
thing to know. If you think he's gonna leave her, that means you know that you're not the only one. But if you think you're in a relationship with someone and you were a side chick, that's unknowing. Again, a lot of women found out during COVID that they were side chicks. When guess what? The man wasn't quarantining with them; he was quarantining with his real wife or girlfriend.
Right. So
or
then you're not a side chick because then you I don't think you're unknowingly a side chick. Side chick shows the other woman.
COVID told us that a lot of women did not know. I might disagree with you on that one.
That's where I call kind of like math. The logic ain't logic. There's two types of unknowing. There's unknowing, like you really don't know, like there's really indication of completely blindsided. You know, it completely came out of the blue. That's almost like coincidences. They don't happen. Most of the time, what is quote unquote deemed as unknowing is in spite of much information coming back to the contrary. I still proceeded and the man that I didn't. Everything is screaming B, but I kept going. Got on the path A. That's not unknowing because you're ignoring the information. You're ignoring the information saying that it's not what you really think it is.
But until
men and women fall themselves really victim to that. It's easy to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? And most people that engage in that type of behavior, men and women, are very good at covering themselves, deceiving, juggle relationships, having good excuses for.
But so that's what I'm saying, though. That's so that if they are if they're juggling and they're doing all of those things, that says to me that you are unknowingly in a side chick position because if a woman meets you, we are apart right now. There is no evidence of me unless they go on your social media. And quite frankly, your social media doesn't really have that much evidence that I exist. So unless they find our show social media or my social media, no, your social media does not have that much evidence. They have to scroll a bit, right? I am not just present. My last picture on my social media is a picture of you and I. But you can put your hand up all you want. Let me finish my point. So you are in a different state, in a different country than I am. Unless you tell a woman that you are in a relationship, if you're going out and hanging out with her, you're presenting yourself as single. Are you not? Please respond. I'm trying to fix this thing. Go ahead.
I'll have to get back to that. But I did.
Why do you have to get back to that?
The low key shade that you tried to do.
I did not try to show shade.
No. But
no,
please.
I'm gonna go find my other phone. No. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and let me go see your.
That's no. You're missing the point completely. And this is again, people, why you just have to make sure that you manage the information because that is correct. But please provide the context of
Okay, it's
actually is. Okay, but why is that actually? What is the name of that page?
FYF _ Robbie _ 3 times.
Okay. How long have I had that page?
For less than a year because I had your other page hacked. I accidentally got your other page
thank
hacked.
you. And were you much more present on that other page?
Yes, I was.
That other page?
Yes, I did manage the other page. I don't manage this page.
So it really is your fault.
Hold on a second.
Is not more prominent. Is that correct? Because it's not me. You messed up the page.
I did. I got your other page hacked.
So, and now
I messed up.
I barely post anything. Every once in a while, I might see like most of what I post, like repost this article to make me laugh or something.
Oh my God.
Social media manager with pictures and all of that good stuff. So, yes, the reason that she isn't on anymore is because she messed up.
I did. I absolutely did mess up. That is me. And sorry for this, but like this whole situation's bad. But anywho. But my point you did get my point though. So you meet a new woman in your new city where I do not exist. Unless you tell her you're in a relationship, are you not presenting as single? So if she and you are, again, you're taking her out, you're doing all of that stuff, you're hanging out with her, even if it's in a friendly manner. You and I talked that your usual modus operandi is to find a woman in a new city and have her take you around. You're not doing that right now because of our relationship, right? We're in a relationship, we're going to get married. That would not be the right thing to do. But now if you did, for whatever reason, do that, meet someone and they said, oh my God, I would love to show you around. And then they're showing you around and you present as single, then they are unknowingly interested in a man that is in a relationship. Am I wrong?
Do I actually move like single? That's where I think you're wrong. There's a difference. Because again, like you said, say that I was going to do it, but then I would still have the requirement of maintaining whatever I have going on in my main relationship. So what happens if you call and I'm chilling with the other girl?
Well, I would hope your ass would pick up the phone.
So, what is the other girl doing when I have to step away to go talk to you?
That is a good question. I don't know what she'd be thinking.
That's why I said it's not unknown. He might present himself as single, but he doesn't really move like a single. Because single guys don't have, they have like, there's not that much busy in the world. That a man won't make time for a woman that he's serious, that he really is not in his targets like that. What happens is more towards how okay, because I want to peel this onion back a little bit and call out some of the behaviors that kind of contribute to stuff. And let's change the conversation. How do most women become side chicks? Like
that's a good question. I don't know.
As I've said on previous shows, you probably selected that man. That man was thinking about you until you jumped up in his face. Pick as I'm available, or pick me, or whatever. What's funny is, and again, I'm thinking about it. Some of them talking about that fictitious stuff. You don't want to pick me behavior.
Correct.
And that's where
the definition of a pick me is
because you're displaying all this pick me behavior, but nobody is saying, yeah, let's finalize purchase.
Okay. I'm listening. I swear to God, this is like the worst broadcast ever. But if you
Yeah,
want to
we're
really see a
not.
proper broadcast, please go over to YouTube because our
It's not
YouTube
proper.
broadcast is perfectly fine.
No, it's not. You're doing
How?
everything that you're
But
doing
again,
on.
they're not. It's not in my chest, right? They're still looking
The,
at
the
me
camera
because
is stable, but it's still like you're fidgeting
it's not
and
stable.
moving,
It's
doing
in
all
my
this other
chest.
stuff. I mean, I'm
But
not
continue.
like
But continue.
I'm saying it's
I'm just I'm annoyed because I set these things up. Like I do all of this work prior to the show and I spend a lot of time and I'm annoyed when things don't work because I have no idea right now why this thing is not. I'm seriously like I'm frustrated and I'm trying not to be because I spend a lot of time doing this stuff, like a ton of time, more time than I should, like setting these shows up, and for this thing to all of a sudden not work when it was perfectly fine last night is very irritating to me. And I have no space in my new house to put anything. Like I have no space in this house. So I'm very annoyed because I spent money to buy these things, to make all of these things, to set this up, and now this thing is an entirely complete effing mess. And so you don't even understand the frustration I'm feeling because I spent hours setting this show up. Hours. Like the show just doesn't happen. So my frustration, let's just continue. I'm actually just gonna log off. I'm gonna log off right now and just continue on YouTube. Bye everybody on Instagram. Okay, continue on YouTube.
I can't.
I'm done. Sorry, we don't, because we're not on YouTube. I'm just done. I'm just not having. I spent hours doing this, and I have no idea why this thing has decided today to do everything that it's doing. But continue. I am gonna try to fix it. I'm listening.
There's a little. Never mind. Why don't you just get something that we did it the other broadcast anyway, so
Yes.
it doesn't even matter.
I have no idea. I literally have no idea. Like this was fine yesterday. Now it's not fine. It's not twirling. It's not doing everything it's supposed to be doing. I don't know if it's broken.
I mean, neither are we right now, though. That's part of the issue too. We're not doing anything we're supposed to be doing either.
Well, keep talking. I said to keep talking.
Like why? Okay, just leave it alone. We're not using Instagram anymore, so why are you still messing with that?
Go on.
Okay, and we this probably should be an abbreviated episode because it's like it just kind of went in the wrong direction, and it's all good. We can do we'll figure out how to not have this happen again. But anyways, I forgot where we were exactly.
I was talking about, and again, like you said, we can wind up because I'm super frustrated, and I'm going to try to make the best of this. But I'm saying to you, if a man presents himself as single, is it not, unless you say that you're in a relationship, if you present yourself as single, then a woman is unknowingly potentially a side chick. You're saying to me that
my audio to be clear so I can hear you better. Okay.
You're saying to me that a woman should see the clues to show you that that man is not single.
Yeah, you should just be paying a bit more attention to how, not just what he's saying, but what he's doing, how he's moving. And the same thing with female. Like before a guy, if you think that you're starting to see a girl, you're getting to know her, there's a lot of telltale signs that you're not the only man that she's dealing with. It's on you whether you choose to ignore them or not. But I think that also kind of leans into the fact that I think in general, again, and cue up, here's one of my misogynistic quotes, but I think men are much more accustomed to having to read and have understanding and knowledge of that woman than a woman has to of that man. That's what, because 9 times out of 10, when a woman is always like she was duped or there was something, she was deceived, Tinder swindler, whatever. Yeah, they always say, "Well, he said this," and it's like that was just enough.
But why shouldn't what you say be just enough? Because I trust that you're presenting yourself as an honest, all of that man. Why should
Okay,
that just not be enough?
this is it's I'm gonna just kind of really put this in an example of, and this happens multiple times a day, but this would be a great example. Say that I said I was a professional basketball player, right?
Okay.
You met me, and we're on our fourth date, and
Okay.
we're at the state fair, right?
Okay.
And the basketball things where you can win your girl a little stuffed animal or whatever. I go up to the bat and I can't make a damn shot, not a single one. Do I really? I know I say I'm a professional basketball player, but did that look like a professional basketball player,
No.
or just like a tall dude throwing the ball at the goal? Don't
the,
know what he's doing.
the latter.
You know what I'm saying? If I said I was um, a doctor, but then somebody's choking at a restaurant, and someone asks, "Is there a doctor in the house?" and I'm over there.
But babe, those are very extreme situations, right?
I'm
Most
saying,
people are not getting
I,
in those situations.
I just,
I think it's the responsibility of the person to let the other person know that they are in a relationship or otherwise, because if not, then you are unknowingly a side chick or a side guy. I don't know what they refer to men as, side guys, right? A side bro. I don't know, right? If I'm here on my side of the border and I present myself as a single woman and a man is pursuing me and taking me out and I'm going out and he has no idea that you even exist, I take this ring off everywhere that I go, then I have put him in a situation that he's unknowingly my side person. So
trust.
you can't unknowingly be someone's side person.
Yes, I'm not. Yes, that can happen, but I'm saying that that's not the majority of what happens when people find themselves in them situations. It's usually they made an election or a choice knowing that this man or woman had another relationship, that you were going to entertain them and engage with them on that level at the same time.
I don't disagree. But when are they making that choice? After they've already invested time and energy, being able to make that choice right up front in the beginning. So a woman knowingly gets into something with you knowing that I exist off rip, as the kids say, is very differently than a woman finding out 4, 5, 6 months later, a year later, about my existence, because she's already invested time, energy, and her feelings into the situation. So now that woman is in a situation where she's like, I could walk away, but now I've developed feelings for him. That's very different. You've taken away choice.
Yeah, that's what I define as, emotional terrorism. But when you let a person get emotionally involved with you by withholding key information, and then once they're down that road, you start to divulge that, and both sides of it are, you know, that happens. But I still don't think that excuses the fact that
I'm here.
I don't think that excuses the fact that there's usually signs. I'm talking about the people that say they're unknowingly in that situation. I'm just saying, in at least half of those unknowing situations, you should have known.
So let me ask you a question. From your male perspective, as a woman, me, what signs should I look out for, or should a woman look out for, to determine whether or not she is a side chick?
One of the biggest indicators, I would probably say, and I'm not the expert on this or not like that, but I would probably say is you don't really ever have his undivided attention. You know what I'm saying? You don't really ever, like, he's not really ever present completely with you. That's probably one of the biggest signs. Like no matter whatever y'all doing, it's always, he's still texting, he's still taking phone calls, he's still, his mind is in other places as well. That's probably one of the biggest indicators that you ain't the only thing going on.
Okay, what would you say is next?
Second to that, I don't know. I would say, like I said, I don't know. I'm not really the expert, but I would say another indicator of that is that the y'all interactions are kind of pigeonholed. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of the same every time. You know what I mean? Y'all go to the movies and go back to his place, or you go to the movies and go back to her place, or y'all, it's very routine and it's very kind of cordoned off, kind of off to, off to the side, off to in a specific place. It's not like you really engage in on multiple levels. That's probably another indication.
But if you're going back to his house, you think you're in a relationship. Like, you shouldn't be taking your side chick to your home. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that, unless that's not what you meant to say, but to me,
I mean, that might not be the greatest example, but that's what I'm saying. So maybe that wouldn't be an example of it. Because the chances are, if he's in another relationship, you're not probably visiting his house. But again, there's just little things, because it's I don't know. To me, I just don't like it's not very hard to detect when you don't really have somebody's attention.
I'm not sure these days if it is.
I don't know. There's it's well, maybe it is because these days is because people just take anything. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Or just accept anything.
I get
Like
it.
one of the big things of me is early on in any relationship of any type is if you spend a lot of time talking about other people and your other relationships, I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to, it's like, you meet a new person and you just are, all you talk about is your exes. Like, I ain't dealing with that.
I mean, again, I think we live in a space where, listen, like I said, I probably unknowingly been a side chick. Whether I like to say it or not, I think a lot of women have unknowingly been side chicks. And there are women who know that they're side chicks. They're a mistress, a side chick, or whomever you want to call it, right? But I think, to me, and again, there are men who unknowingly been side men, and some who were knowingly side men. There was a funny thing I sent you the other day. I don't know if I sent you that, where the guy showed up, he was the side man. He was like, said to the husband, well, I'm looking for Keisha, I think was her name. And he was like, who are you? Like, basically the man paying your rent and your bills and all of these different things. Like, Keisha, no, I'm here, and what the F, right? Like, like it was this whole funny thing, right? But the reality,
it was funny, but it was a lot of stuff in that video that wasn't funny too.
No, there was a ton that wasn't funny, but again,
that you really think about it. But again, comedy points out the situation. But yeah, that video highlighted a lot about that. And again,
I wish I had downloaded that video. I totally forgot.
Yeah, and being a side dude and being a side chick is not the same thing.
Elaborate on that.
Most times, I would imagine the side dude is not as invested emotionally as a side chick is. I'll just kind of leave it at that. Because men in general are able to kind of put the emotion to the side better. So yeah, he might have feelings for her. He might know but he knows she's got a boyfriend, and he knows she's not looking to put him into that position really. So I don't think. Okay. or maybe it might be my line of thinking is that if he's a side dude, he's probably a side dude in multiple places. You know what I'm saying? Um, if usually if it's a side chick type of situation, she's really only dealing with that one particular man. If she's
Gosh, yeah.
juggling multiple dudes, that's a totally different situation, and where she is probably she's a lot more in control of those power dynamics. But she's also probably being an F boy too, and not telling exactly what all is going on with with everything. You know what I mean? And again, and if that's the case, there's probably usually indicators like you only get to see her on Wednesday or something like
Do you think there are
that.
benefits? Do you think there are benefits to being a side chick or a side person?
No,
Why? Because if you think about it, right? Like, so I'm gonna break it down.
here,
Perspective,
yeah,
right?
that's that.
We live together. I am cooking your food, doing your laundry, I know where your socks is, I'm folding things, I'm ironing things. I'm having the stress of being in a relationship with you. If I'm your side chick, your mistress, you're picking me up, you're taking me out. We might spend some time together, but I'm not doing all of the things. I am not doing all of I'm not doing we're gonna end this soon. I'm not doing all of the things that your wife is. That the girlfriend. So there's a heck of a lot more benefit to being a side chick where I still get to go out and have fun with you and get spent money on and we have relations. But she doesn't need to know where your socks are. She doesn't need to iron your outfits and your ties and pick your clothes out and deal with the stresses and all of that. She gets to have fun with you.
Yeah, I here's the reason why I say I don't think there's any benefit to it is that while you're over there being entertained on the side,
Mm-hmm.
say a person who really would take you serious and really would put you at the in the front, how do you think they're going to view you when they actually when it comes up that that's how you are, that's the situation that you're in.
Maybe you don't say anything. I don't know if that would make sense to reveal that to a man who's got intentions for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we think about famous mistresses, unless it came out that they were mistresses, did their partners really know they were mistresses? Like, I don't think it's something that you put out to the world. Like, oh, do you know that I'm Rob's mistress? I'm Rob's side chick. He has a whole life. No, you say, you know what? I was
So
seeing someone casually and it didn't work out. Like, that makes the most sense to me than admitting that you were a side chick. Like, to me, that's not a drawback for women. Again, I actually see benefits where some women who would say, what is the point of me emotionally investing and physically invested in doing all this investing when I get to have fun and the wife or the living girlfriend is having the stress of the relationship.
I mean, that's a good argument, but for me, it's just um, the longer you play in the D League, the harder it is to get to the NBA.
I get that part because you're wasting time and energy into a person who generally isn't going to bring you to the next level, right? And it's funny. We have a clip. Again, we're not going to stay long. This broadcast is, again, adjusting to this new normal, and it's not going as well as I'd like. Let me play this clip. And this lady had an interesting assessment. So let's hear what she has to say. Hopefully, I've taken it off mute. Right. Oh, God. See, I am so on here. This is on mute, I'm pretty sure. So let's start again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cheat on me with a woman. If I never leave my man, right now, you're fighting for positions I'm not gonna give up. And guess what? If I give it up, you're gonna be my position. And guess who's coming next? Myself. You be the main girl. I'm still gonna get the same treatment. I'm still gonna get the same benefits. But now you're the one home suffering, crying. Yeah. So what you're really doing is lowering yourself because at the end of the day, you might not leave me for you.
Did you hear all of that?
I remember you sent me that. I didn't understand that clip. I think she's talking out of both sides of her neck
Why'd you say that?
because. So what is it? She's saying she's not going to be replaced, but yet you're crying and suffering in the position. So why do you want to be there? It's kind of how it came off to me. It was like it's how she made it sound is if being the woman on the side is you get better treatment.
That's not what I heard at all. I heard, why are you the woman on the side? Because the reality is he's not going to leave me. And let's say he does leave me. Guess what? I end up being his side chick because I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm still going to be around. So you get main chick. Let's say you're fighting for main chick status. Because there are some side chicks who are doing everything, the ones who know that they're a side chick for main chick status. So the man becomes you're now his main chick. Guess what? Am I now his side chick? Because I'm not going there. That, and I get you. She's not saying that very clearly, but the reality is she's trying to say, stop coming for a position that you're not going to be in. Because if you wanted you in the position, you wouldn't be a side chick.
Right, but I still don't understand what. So she's saying that she's accepted the fact that it's gonna go down.
Oh,
Then
but we're gonna pass because you're gonna try to like logically think, and your brain is
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
firing synapses, and
It didn't really make sense to me what she was saying.
Like, so we move on.
Yeah,
What do you think? I'm gonna show another quick quickly because again we're gonna hop off in like 10 minutes. Because I'm curious to know, do you think this is one of the things that leads to men deciding to get a side chick? Does that type of situation lead a man to getting a side chick?
Yeah, but it should just lead him to getting a new chick.
I agree.
But yeah,
I don't think we have anything else to say about that.
but like you said, that's something that you can pretty easily choose not to deal with too.
Do you think that there's some men who get side chicks or mistresses because they desire peace? I think you said there was a comedian who said something about having an affair is a man going. What was that joke?
Oh yeah, it's a man leaving his home to go sneak and find happiness somewhere.
Give me the full joke though, because I just got it wrong. What's the full joke?
No, it's a Patrice O'Neal joke. He was just saying that he was like, essentially, the cheating is a man leaving his home to go find his happiness somewhere else to avoid hurting the person he's with's feelings. You know what I mean? Like,
why not just leave? And that's the thing. Why not just leave? Why not just leave the woman? If you desire a side chick, because side chick aside, right? Again, there can be no affairs if there's no mistresses, but there'd be no mistresses if they were not married people or whatever you call the male equivalent of a mistress. If they weren't married people going outside of their marriage or people going outside of their relationships. To me, it's like, why not just leave? We talk about that. Like, I'm not going to cheat on you, so it just doesn't make sense to me to invest time, energy, effort to go and then deceive you and have to create this whole thing. And I gotta lie, I gotta remember my lie, and I gotta, there's this whole thing that I have to do that it seems a heck of a lot less complicated to just leave and go off and try to do my own thing. Why not just leave?
In that situation, if there isn't much attachment, usually he will. Usually, if there's attachments, that's when you find that people don't are willing to go or will reluctantly go through more or put themselves through more or
I'm
whatever.
confused. I don't know if you
There's
paused. I don't know if you muted, but you were.
no, I said
still-
usually when there's when you see that situation, usually there's children involved.
Okay,
Um,
so still leave.
If there isn't, I know, but let's be real. A man dipping isn't the same as a woman dipping. Is there's a when it comes to getting it all sorted out, the cards are stacked pretty heavily against the guy
Oh, agreed.
of him being able to have access to his children the way he would like to. So I think.
But he's already breaking up his home. So you've already decided that you want to change the dynamic of your relationship.
Maybe again, I don't think that I don't think that that's necessarily always the case. I don't know if that's why he's sneaking around doing it. He doesn't want to change his dynamic. He just wants to have a different dynamic where it's not the one that it is with the person that he's in a situation with.
And that's weird to me. And again, this is coming from the person who's the product of an affair. And, if it wasn't for my parents sneaking around, I wouldn't be here. But even then, I don't understand that. Like, if I have a life with you and I choose to have an affair, and I'm not talking about cheating, right? You've cheated, we talked about it. The scenario, you're out, the girls pick your boys, you have a fling, that's one thing. But an ongoing sexual, emotional relationship with someone, when I decide to enter into that thing, I've decided that I'm ready to change the dynamic of our relationship for good, bad, or indifferent. Because if you are to find out about said relationship outside of our relationship, you're not going to be too pleased about it. And therefore, I have to deal with any repercussions for the choices that I make. So I've already made a choice. So why not just go the full way and leave the relationship? That's kind of my thinking. It just doesn't make any sense. You've already made a choice. My father already had made a choice. My stepmother decided, my mama decided to stay. God bless them, because she was able to raise me into an amazing young lady. But to me, my daddy made a choice. He was going to have to deal with whatever the repercussions were when his wife found out that he was having a full-fledged affair.
Uh-huh.
That's how I look at it. So when you talk about you stay for the kids, but you've already decided that you're okay with changing the dynamics of your children's life. When you decide to go and have an affair and have a whole side person, why not just leave? That's kind of where my head is at.
I think that's just that's your head. I'm just trying to explain that there's maybe for that person, they don't want to leave. They just want to go find a little bit of happiness somewhere else.
I don't know. That's weird to me.
Because that's also like saying that. That's also like saying that there's nothing positive about the relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, I can't speak for women. I can speak for men, and I can say for big. There's a faction of it that the man, that the other woman is attractive because she isn't you. That's it.
We've said that. You've talked about that before, and I get that.
It's no more complicated.
With women having an affair, I'm sure, right? Like, if I cheat on you, I'm going to cheat on you with not a man who's exactly like you. It's a man who fulfills my 20%, right? He's not.
But it's still not the same. There you go, trying to
No, I'm not saying it like you like to do that. Just listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying I get it. The reality is I'm not finding another man who's exactly like you to go and cheat with. I'm going to tap into the 20%. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm simply saying I get it. A man is cheating with a woman that is not me. A woman is cheating with a man, speaking of me, who's not you. It's not the male, female, it's not the same. I get it. I understand. We talked about it over and over again. But they're cheating with someone that's not you. Because they're fulfilling something that you're not
A and B. It's
what?
trying to have A and B it's trying to have A and B without the other person knowing about it.
You're trying to have this 80 and this 20. She's trying to have her 80 and her twin. We always hear when people say, if I could just put this person and this person together, I'd have the perfect man. Usually, I'm going to speak for as a woman. I've heard women say, if I take the man I have and the man over here that I desire, not necessarily cheating with them, put them together, I would have the perfect man. Because we're always out there looking for something better, new, different, all of those different things. So I get that part, but for me, it's just like, if I feel as if there's something different, better for me, then I'm just gonna leave you.
You know what's funny to me when you were talking and saying that, I just kind of had, and again, because there's a lot of people out there that they want the 80 and the 20, they want the perfect, they want the ideal. Like, again, I as an athlete, I'm like, that's crazy. I can't. If any athlete that walks into his playing field and says, "I'm going to be 100% today," is a crazy person.
I get that.
Not in baseball, no one bats 1,000. In basketball, no one shoots 100%.
No,
In football, quarterbacks don't complete 100% of their passes.
you do not.
And in no sport is 100% even a realistic option.
But
You know
people
what I'm
want
saying?
100% in the person that they're with.
But people 100% in the relationship where it's the least likely to give it to you. But what's funny is also, while that same time, again, because I think it's just, to me, it's kind of selfish. Like, because again, you're
Why?
thinking
Why?
about,
Why? Let's go back to why do you think it's selfish?
because I guarantee you that the 20% you're not getting
Okay.
bothers you a lot more than the 20% you're not giving.
I mean, the things that you don't get is always going to bother you a lot more. You again, like I said, I don't experience myself in our relationship.
But that's why it's, to me, that's kind of selfish, because it's nothing different from what the other person is experiencing. But it's like on the highway when people, like, you could see
But I
something,
think my shit doesn't sink as much as yours does. It's most people, right?
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think
Is
you
that
think
most
you're
people think their time is more valuable than the next person.
correct.
But that to you, but not to them.
Exactly. So again, that's why the 20% that you're not giving me seems a hell of a lot worse than the 20% that I'm not giving you, because I'm not experiencing me in my relationship. You're experiencing me and I'm experiencing you. So in your mind, you're just like, she doesn't understand that her 20% is like a scroll and more, right? And I'm over here thinking, no, like I'm amazing and wonderful because whatever. I think I'm amazing.
That math doesn't
But you-
math. 20% is 20%,
And
and
I get-
80% is 80%.
This is why I'm
Yeah.
saying to you that at this point, if someone is in a space where they feel that they need to go outside and seek outside whatever it is, right? I'm not going to put a word for it because there's clearly a plethora of reasons that people decide to go out and have affairs and side chicks and side dudes and all of that stuff. To me, just leave. Because the time and the energy it takes to try to nurture, and I'm going to go back to the word that you used in the beginning, right? Nurture another relationship. Like, shouldn't you just deal with the relationship that you are in? Kids or not, kids be damned, right? Like, you're going to hurt the kids regardless. The children are going to be hurt the moment you decide to step out of the relationship. Whatever happens, the children are going to be hurt. Because whether you leave their mama or their daddy, 6 days after their affair or 6 years, the children are going to be hurt regardless. Grown children get hurt because their parents have an affair, much as young children. So to me, saying that you're staying for the children when the reality is the children are going to get hurt regardless is some bullshit, right? Like, you need to determine, do you want to stay and invest the time that you invest the side person into building the relationship, or do you want to go? Go ahead.
I wish the world was as pragmatic as you would like it to be.
I
You
know.
love those criminal like
Crime
exposés
shows.
where they
Yeah,
break down
I
the
do.
case of what happened and all of that. How many of them commit stupid crimes, but in their head when they did it, they thought they were going to get away?
All of them. All of them.
All
All of them. The interviews, I'm always like, you guys are so ridiculous.
How many people do stupid stuff when they're right?
A
So
lot
how
of them.
many people do stupid things when they're cheating,
A lot
thinking
of them.
that they're not going to get caught until
A
they
lot
actually
of
do?
them.
Every last one.
Most of them. I would say.
I don't think any of them goes off into that type of situation thinking, yeah, I want to blow up my existing relationship. They're thinking they're going to get away with it.
I guess I just don't. I don't. It's getting into the mindset of a cheater. I don't have that in me to be able to put myself in a space knowing that my actions are severely going to impact someone else. And if they were to find out that there could be damage to the relationship.
I
just
really
don't. To me,
I'm not a
to me,
big
it's not
fan
worth
of
it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it because I actually think it's the weaker of the dynamics. A lot of what
Elaborate.
is considered in a lot of, well, I'm going to change my character and my behavior and behave in a manner that I probably wouldn't prefer to because I don't want to keep it real with you and tell you this is what I'm going to do or this is how I'm feeling or this
Got
is
it.
how
So you're saying that the dynamic.
so
of the
I'm
cheater.
actually right. So I've let you become more powerful in the dynamic
Ooh.
by allowing me to I've basically allowed you to turn me into a liar.
I see where you're going. Got it. So that's how you look at the person who's the cheater, because now that
Yeah,
you
that's
become
why I'm like, yo,
plausible.
because you ain't even got to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's funny because again, there's a lot of people that they say I'm strong or powerful and then they're but they can't even be real with the person that they're dealing with.
I'm with you. I get that, and so I'm with you on that because to me, it's just like you are giving somebody else power over you in so many ways. Like I don't, you weren't strong enough to say, guess what, this is not working for me, and if we can't fix this, then I got to do what's best and I got to go. I think that's a real conversation. I mean, we have a show called Fuck Your Feelings, but I think that's a real conversation to have because that's where I would have, as much as I love you, as much as I want to walk down the aisle in October 2024, if somewhere between now and that date, or somewhere from that date or after, I feel like this is just not getting me to the point where I want to go, I'm not going to go out and cheat on you. I'm going to have a your feelings conversation and say, listen, like, this isn't working the way I want it to. And it's either we're going to fix this or we're going to have to go our separate ways. I don't see the benefit. And I get it. Some people do get better after cheating. It's probably a very small number. I don't have stats on that. But there are some couples who have said this cheating has made us stronger. You know, it opened up some things. We were able to have some conversations, whatever it is that they say. I would not be in that interview of Black Love, but it's not for me. But I have heard it. Our relationship, I just don't think that dynamic happens.
That's like, to me, the plan for saying, well, because again, that's the plan is safer after that explosion. Did it really take an explosion for you guys to make the place safe, or could you have did all the things you did after the explosion before the explosion?
Agreed.
That's where I think we were at. We made changes before an explosion.
I like that. That's true. But we had to have a difficult conversation in order to get there. We're not going to sit here and have the conversation we had to be on split screens with some kumbaya amazing conversation. I think it was better than most people would have had the conversation, considering the dynamic of where we were at. I think I give us 8+ for being able to manage and handle. When I think back to that time, a month and a bit ago, however long, 2 months ago, a month and a half, whenever we made the decision to be where we are right now, I could see in many ways this thing going left and ending our relationship. But I think we had built enough of a foundation and enough of fuck your feelings again over the last 2.5 years that the conversation went where I would have expected this to go based on our relationship. But we built a relationship being able to communicate. What happens when that's not there? Because to me, the strength of a relationship is to be able to discuss when you're going through the bad times, not when you're going through the good times. I don't know. Did you hear any of that? Did you hear me?
No, you started breaking up. It's good. I hear some thunder. So I also no, you skipped a bit, which is the first time that's kind of happened on this one. So, but like I said, I just heard some thunder outside of things.
Okay, you're in that.
Anyway.
I'm not.
But yeah, just to the point. But I'm pretty sure.
I don't feel it. So, but yeah, you're getting that that city thunderstorm or whatever you guys got going on over there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that there's, could have been handled better, maybe could have been handled worse, definitely, like most situations. You know what I'm saying? I think that, but again, the point of emphasis is again, you address problems before they cause permanent damage, not after. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, is there relationships out there that after the cheating was discovered, that it really caused them to take a real hard look at things and is this really what you want and shore it up and fix things? Yeah, I'm sure that's happened. But again, all of those actions could have been taking place before the cheating event. Like I said, again, they could have cleaned the plant up before the explosion. They could have put the hazardous materials away in a safe place before the plant exploded. So, we wouldn't accept that. Some guy on CNN like, yo, this explosion is going to make the company stronger because, we're not going to do that again. Like, no, you'd be like, he sounds like a freaking idiot. It's like it never should have happened.
I think a lot of us it's in relationship.
Well,
I think that relationship, and we excuse it, sorry, babe, by talking about the emotions and all of that stuff, right? Like you can think through that situation you mentioned logically. For some reason, people get into relationships and can't think through things logically because, again, we see our relationship in a very logical way, and some people find us completely weird because of the ability to see and reason through things logically.
Well, it's just, I think you have to have a certain amount of ability to do that. Like, where else does the world, like, I would not want to live in the 25-story building that the architect just felt looked good. No, I would want to know his math, and it was going to be able to handle structural loads and build integrity, and strong winds wouldn't tip the thing over, and that architectural design principles and safety standards were met, not just that he felt like it would look good. I know that beam is supposed to go there, but let's put it over there because it looks better.
Well, people would argue
we wouldn't accept that.
Relationships on feelings, right? Again, our show's titled "Fuck Your Feelings," so we clearly don't drive our relationship. And again, we always talk about, if you're new to our show, do not make permanent decisions on temporary feelings, and often that's where the worst decisions are made, and a lot of people make decisions that they regret based on temporary feelings. Walk away from a situation, move away from a situation, and truly be able to see what it is that you want to do. But there are people who would say, what are you talking about? You're taking the feelings out of your relationship. Again, there are people who do not understand our dynamic. Because we have a show called Fuck Your Feelings, they feel like we've taken the feelings out of our relationship. And the reality is the feelings are actually at the forefront of our relationship. We just don't act on them maybe in the same way. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, that does. And here's the thing with feelings are tricky too, is two people can feel opposite ways about a situation and both be right.
Well, we've talked about that before. It's the 6 and the 9, right? Perspective.
Yeah, like that. So it's again. So how are you gonna really get to some understanding if you legitimately see a 6 and I legitimately see a 9?
You
Where's the
can't,
common ground?
unless you're willing to be able to see from the other.
Unless you're willing to acknowledge that,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, they are seeing a 6. Okay, he is seeing a 9. then you can start to figure out what some of that common ground is. That's where the little bar came from. You know, when you have a 9 or a 6, you put the bar at the bottom of it
I've never
to
seen
indicate that it is the correct side up.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, you just you're bugging up a little bit. So
Okay, so then we're gonna just
so yeah, I think
because
that
on my end you're fine, but you just keep pausing. So we're gonna wrap up. Sorry guys, if you're watching this for all of the
you're breaking up.
I'm gonna have all of this fixed. Again, this is what happens when you're adjusting to a new normal in a new space, but still continuing to try to give you a quality.
Changes.
So what? Okay, I don't know what's going on with
It happens.
there. So I'm going to he's in a different space. I don't know what's going on. So we are going to end the show. Before we go, I want to thank our sponsor, Sorrel and Sage. Make sure that you check them out at Sorrel and Sage CA or shop sorrelandsage.com. They honestly make some of the best skincare products that you could ever have. They are amazing. Let the owner Joanne know that Fuck Your Feelings sent you. So we are going to sign off. I don't even know if Rob can hear me at this point, but we're going to say goodbye.
I can.
And end the broadcast. It's been fun, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and good night.